Hi everyone, welcome to Soulful Sunday. And because there was such a big response to the coercive control, I'm doing a second part to it, just a few more signs of coercive control. So what I want to continue on around them, we finished off basically on the money one. And another part of the money is if you are looking to go out somewhere and it's going to cost, say, more than the norm, say if it's a special event, say someone's birthday, whatever it might be, that you need a present, a gift, and then going out, or you might want to buy something new for yourself, and you've taken the courage to actually ask. And that can take an awful lot of courage when you're in one of these kind of relationships, because you are then, before you ask for this money, your life before this has been always trying to please the person. And this can be women or men. There is no preferred sex for this kind of behaviour. Coercive controller can be a man or a woman. That's it. You know, it's not generally men or not generally women. But I'm talking from my experience, so you will probably hear me refer to him or he, but that is not a reflection on men. That's my experience. I just wanted to clear that up. So when you want to go to an event, whatever it is that's out of the norm of the budget, there's a price to pay. And sometimes the price to pay for that is that you have to go without a certain amount of your groceries to cover this. And then that comes to guilt. Well, we don't have this because you want to go out. And we don't have that because you wanted to go out and you wanted to buy this. And it's always thrown back to you. And in the house that I was living in, it was very, very important that he saved a certain amount of money every single week. And that was his goal. He worked and he had to save this amount of money, regardless of what was missing in the house. Once that money went into the bank to be saved, it was great. His life was cool, until something else might happen. God forbid, if he needed to go to the doctor. That was huge, But a part of the payment, if you want to go out, sometimes in a coercive control relationship, is that you pay with sex. And that's a difficult one. So you pay the price before you go. So you have sex before you go, and you may have had to make a deal that you will do a certain sex act, or that you will have sex a bit more than you want to, and you'll be paid. And that's basically how some of it works in the sex, because they're getting something from you. Even though you feel repulsed, you might feel angry, you might feel just subdued and submitted to this is going to happen anyway, so you might as well get it over with because you really want to go to this event. One of the ones that I remember was a real big occasion coming up in my family, and I wanted to be there because it was a huge event, and he didn't come home from work to let me go. And when he did come home, he came home drunk. And then it was my problem, because why didn't I want to go? Because he was, after all, here to let me go, but I had a child in bed. I couldn't leave somebody like him in charge of a child in case the child woke up. But he turned it in on me because I was interfering with his life, because he was out playing sports and he went for a few drinks, and how dare I interfere? So I lost out on that because I didn't go. I didn't go out of fear for the repercussions, but I also didn't go because I had a baby that needed minding and I needed to be responsible. So there was all of that stuff, you end up isolated. People end up not asking you to go to events because they know you're going to say no, or else you'll say yes and at the last minute you make an excuse as to why you couldn't because the other person is not happy. That's a huge one. And another one is that these coercive control people can be very, very affectionate with you in front of others. They will be telling you and telling others how wonderful you are. They'd be lost without you. They don't know where their life would be without you. One of the ones that was said to me was, I didn't think women like you existed. I think you're lovely, and I get nervous when you're going out because other men might find you attractive. It didn't say much for me looking after myself, or that I would lower myself to have an affair, because that would never happen. That was another thing. I was accused of having affairs in the craziest of situations. Do you know, if I was on my phone, another one is, if I didn't know any better, I would think you were having an affair, you know. That was another one with the phone. That the phone is a big one. They'd be checking your text messages. If you go out, make sure you have your phone on you, make sure it's charged. You have to tell them what time you're going to come home at, and if you're late, not a good idea to be late back. Another one is that they can follow you to check, are you actually there? That's a big one, you know, they can follow you. There's a few more. I just want to look and see what I have. Oh yeah, they can be very argumentative people with you, very negative. When they are in this mode, they can follow you from room to room to get their point across, because it's not, they don't want to have this thing on them. They are trying to convince you that it's all you, and then it turns around then and it's about, this is how I feel and this is how I feel, and it's my feelings and my feelings are important, and they just cannot be in the wrong, do you know? And you know, the funny thing is, sometimes they're not even aware they're behaving like this. They're so wrapped up in themselves, they don't even see what they're doing. And when you point it out to them, total denial. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. And where, do you know where we fall? Out of the blue, somewhere they will do something really nice and you fall straight back in. Say you love flowers, they'll come in unexpectedly when it's been particularly bad, and they'll have your flowers. They might get tickets to go somewhere. They may say, listen, do you want to go for a meal, whatever it is, and they'll organise all this and they suck us back in. That's what happens, and then the whole cycle begins again. But when you're able and strong enough to sit back and say, I don't know what's wrong here, but I'm going to start to take a look, because you live in so much fear and anxiety, because your day, your mood depends on how they are. So you're all the time, when they come into the house, you're trying to please them, make sure everything's right, give them the favourite dinner. You end up saying then, are you okay? Are you okay? Because you're afraid of the outburst, you know, because you're living. And especially if you have children, you don't want the children to be affected. So you're extra on eggshells all the time, do you know? And you may see yourself in this. And if you see yourself in any of this, please, please ask for help, because it's not going to get any better. It really doesn't, because it swings, you know, it swings. And when they know that you're getting close to leaving, that's when they turn on the charm, or that's when they can turn and say, which in my experience was, if you leave, I'm going to kill myself. And then you'll have that on your head for the rest of your life, that you killed me. I'm going to counselling because of you. I can't live with you. I've never met anyone so hard to please as you. How come I can get on with everyone else and I can't get on with you? All this, it's you. And you know what? We put up with it, and we put up with it, and we put up with it. And what happened to me was, it was just a small thing, and I just said, that is it. And I was gone. And that's how it happened for me. It's all the small things, one thing on top of the other, on top of the other. And the thing is, you know, we're in so much denial. We deny to ourselves what's going on, and people around us can see it, but we can't see it. And when you have friends like that, that's really good. And you need a support system. If you're planning to leave, somebody like this, be guaranteed they're going to make it as difficult for you as they can. But there's life after it. Here I am. There's life after it, and you can build yourself back up. There's loads more I could say on coercive control, but I think that's enough at the moment, and it's 9 minutes. I don't really like to go on for 9 minutes. Time is precious to everyone. But I hope that's been helpful to somebody, and I don't want you to get all down and upset. Reach out, reach out, reach out. There's always someone there. Women's Aid is there, the Women's Refuge is there, the guards are there. It's now recognised in Ireland that coercive control is a form of domestic abuse, so you will be taken care of. And until the next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing this. If you or someone you know is suffering, please, please share it to them and let them know they are not alone and it's not your fault. Thanks, guys. Enjoy your day.